We're just over a week past Election Day, and there's now another concern for state officials. The Secretary of State's office says more than half of Minnesota's election offices received bomb threats days after the results came in. Gordon Severson joins us now with how state officials are responding to this. Gordon?
Yeah, election directors say they prepare for all kinds of problems heading into an election. They put their election judges through all kinds of training, so they're prepared to handle whatever might happen on Election Day. But they did not expect to see a random bomb threat being sent in days after the election was over.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Steve Simon, Minnesota Secretary of State.
Days before the election, Secretary of State Steve Simon wanted two things on Election Day:
High turnout and low drama.
He says the turnout is still being determined, but as for drama, it was a pretty low-key day.
There were almost zero problems, almost zero reports of harassment, threats, or intimidation.
But a few days after the election,
This one's puzzling.
election departments in 47 counties received bomb threats.
They basically just said in the email that they had put a bomb somewhere in the building. They would list the address of the building. They said that they intended to detonate it, and that was it. It was very short.
Dakota County did receive a bomb threat to our elections department late last week.
Dakota County Elections Director Michelle Blue says the local sheriff's office was notified. She also contacted other elections directors across the state who had received similar emails.
Nearly identical in language to every other threat that was received.
Representatives in both Hennepin and Ramsey County confirm their elections departments also received bomb threats, but a spokesperson for Washington County says they did not.
We can't determine any sort of pattern. There was no geographic pattern. There was no pattern based on political leanings.
Secretary Simon says there isn't a clear motive in this case either. He says the Department of Homeland Security is now investigating to find out where these threats came from.
But we want to move on from this and acknowledge that when you look back in the rearview mirror, the election of 2024 was a big, giant success from the standpoint of calm, soothing experiences for all of our voters.
And it's not just Minnesota. Secretary Simon says elections departments in 5 other states received similar bomb threats over the weekend. The Department of Homeland Security says it's not clear if all of these threats are connected.